Support for a portion of today's programming is provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting News22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
Tonight on News 22.
NMSU celebrates its veterans all week long.
A Las Cruces man is repairing bikes for children in Mexico.
And the Las Cruces International Mariachi Conference is back after taking a break.
All that and more on News 22 Thursday.
Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shelly Kapp.
And I'm Michael Navarrete. Veterans Appreciation Week is drawing to a close here on the NMSU campus. There have been events all week highlighting the lives of veterans as they return to civilian life. Today was ROTC National Guard Recruiters Day. Recruiters were outside of Young Hall. They had games, a climbing wall, and information tables. Tomorrow, NMSU will host the Military Veteran Banquet at the NMSU Golf Course.
So today's event is this week here on NMSU campus is actually the Veterans Appreciation Week. Today is the day where we have free pizza for all the NMSU students coming by. It's also a recruiting day for the National Guard and also the ROTC program here at NMSU. We brought out our climbing wall so everybody can kind of have a good time, eat some pizza, and climb the wall before they go to class.
And Saturday is Veterans Day. The Veterans Day Parade will be held at 11 o'clock downtown Las Cruces.
PTSD and depression are a couple of the more serious results of war, but not every soldier who comes home has those problems.
Tonight, Amanda Byers introduces us to a young man who's making a smooth transition.
William Jones is a senior at New Mexico State and is also a radio operator for the U.S. Marine Corps. He is involved in various organizations on campus, such as Model United Nations. He's a senator with ASNMSU and a member of the Kappa Sigma fraternity. But Jones feels like being in the Marines is the biggest honor.
I guess being in the military and being a part of it, it's just something, I mean, number one, it's huge. There's a lot of people. You can run into people from all over and know them and being able to connect with them, with barely even knowing them.
Jones comes from a military family. His older brother has gone through 2 deployments, and Jones feels that by having a military family, it helps more with the transition between deployment and civilian life.
And I think it really does connect with, again, that support system that he has, having really, really good family connections as well as friendships and things like that. He's not afraid to talk to me and my other brothers and sisters and parents about stuff that he did there.
Although Jones and his brother don't have PTSD, that certainly isn't the case for other veterans.
Paul Size works with the PTSD Foundation of America and deals with a lot of veterans trying to come back to school while dealing with this mental illness.
They struggle from PTSD or other mental, physical illnesses, and we need to address that to make sure they know that, we care about their dignity and their, well-being in life, and that organizations such as the PTSD Foundation are here to support them, get them education, get them their job training.
Jones plans on becoming a lawyer through the Marine Corps. Amanda Byers, News 22.
Global warming is an issue that has been debated for years now, but here in New Mexico, the effects are becoming all too real. University of New Mexico professor David Gutzler feels that increased temperatures, along with reduced precipitation, could mean the Elephant Butte Reservoir may never be full again. The reservoir is currently only at 15% capacity, and it, along with other parts of the Southwest, has been suffering from the drought since 1999. Gutzler believes that this trend will continue in the wrong direction unless humans decide to change their ways.
Well, at least we got some rain yesterday.
We sure did. Andres is here with our first look at weather.
Actually, first thing I wanted to show you guys is on your screen right now is a picture I took yesterday in El Paso. You can see on your screen those upper level, those high cumulus clouds that cause those rains in the early hours and into tomorrow. And actually, that's a completely different story for today. We're actually seeing mostly clear skies for today. Temperatures are seen at 62. Winds are pretty calm out there. Coming from the east. We do still have that moisture that we saw from yesterday's storm system that has passed through. So our humidity is at 45%, dew point at 45 degrees, and our barometer sits at 30.13 inches. We are still slightly below average for this time of year, but that's all going to change later on. We did see some rain. That's why our yearly rain bucket is at 9.81 inches. That's going to change later on. I'll let you know why coming up.
Is this story 12? 3 vans belonging to Family and Youth Incorporated fell victim to a hit and run last month. Police say 32-year-old Cristina Quintana was driving the car that rammed into one FYI van, which then crashed into the other 2 vans. Video surveillance shows Quintana driving and hitting the vans, then running away. In addition to the traffic violations, Quintana has also been charged with possession of methamphetamine and marijuana.
We all know parents can be protective of their children, but one Las Cruces woman may have done too much. Police say 32-year-old Brandy Tapia's 14-year-old daughter was involved in a fight at a bus stop early Monday morning. Police say Tapia joined the fight and started punching the other girl in the face. Tapia has been charged with child abuse and contributing to delinquency of a minor. She is currently being held without bond.
Las Cruces police arrested a woman suspected of burglarizing a vehicle Tuesday evening while a man sat in the passenger seat. Investigators say a man was waiting in a vehicle for his brother-in-law outside of a Motel 6 when 24-year-old Desiree Montes entered the car. The man held Montes so she could not escape while his brother-in-law kept her from running away. Officers arrived on the scene and found Montes sitting in the vehicle with a wallet in between her legs. Montes was released on Wednesday on a $2,000 unsecured bond.
People who are lobbying to help children in New Mexico are hoping that money for children will be included in the budget. Today in Las Cruces, a conference was held called Kids Count. People from all over southern New Mexico came to speak about the children poverty problem in Doña Ana County. They discussed ways that the state government and people within the community can help fight this problem.
To show our community that this is an issue for everyone. Early childhood, the way we invest in our children today affects the workforce that we have tomorrow.
They say the best way to help improve the well-being of the children within Doña Ana County is to be informed. You can visit nmvoices.org for more information. Some kids in Juarez are going to be getting some help from a man here in the Las Cruces community.
Nationally, NMSU Aggies Pay It Forward needs your help in giving donations to the Las Cruces community. Aggies Pay It Forward is a service learning project done by students with the help of Professor Denise Rodriguez-Strawn with the goal of helping nonprofit organizations in Las Cruces.
By being here at New Mexico State University, what we've said is that we are accomplishing something. We are true leaders in our community, and that we've persevered regardless of the obstacles that have been put out in front of us.
Being an Aggie, we have so much to offer for the community, and I feel like this is our time to show what the Aggies can do to give back to the community.
People have helped us out to get to where we are, so being able to take this class and being reminded that people put us in this place and they helped us get here, and we have the chance to help others really makes a difference.
Families in the nonprofit organizations of Camp Hope, Jardín de los Niños, La Casa, and NMSU's Aggie Cupboard will be receiving boxes filled with non-perishable food, clothes, toiletries, and children's toys. You can donate in O'Donnell Hall, Zoll Library, and Milton Hall.
I've actually seen those around campus.
I know they've been spotting them all over the place. Stay tuned. Andres will be back with your national forecast.
But first, mariachi music makes its way back to Las Cruces. More on that when News 22 continues.
Las Cruces and El Paso share a lot of history. See why we say Texas history begins in El Paso on our El Paso Gold Heritage documentary series, broadcast Sunday nights on KRWG-TV. See Legends of El Paso's Mountains, Gunfights of the Old West, El Paso's Waco Tanks, Mexican Revolution sites in El Paso, and many more El Paso TV documentaries on KRWG-TV.
Saturday at 12 noon on KRWG-TV.
Being a business underwriter of KRWG says something to our viewers, that your business supports comprehensive news, arts programming, and community information. Shows like Masterpiece, Nova, and Charlie Rose inform and entertain the community, and our business underwriters reach our loyal and supportive KRWG viewers. For information on becoming a KRWG underwriter, please call Marcus Royo at 646-5709. And thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Thursday,
where news matters.
Starting this week, a long-standing Las Cruces tradition returns after being gone for several years. The Las Cruces International Mariachi Conference is back this November, celebrating its 24th anniversary. The conference focuses on recognizing and highlighting the cultural and visual art of mariachi music and folklorico dancing. Registration began yesterday and music and dance workshops kicked off today. Students are excited to be back doing what they enjoy best and are looking forward to the conference for years to come.
I love that it's back. We've been so excited and anxious waiting for it to come back, and it's finally here.
The case is scheduled for tomorrow, as well as a concert featuring the world-renowned mariachi group Mariachi Cobre on Saturday. A Democratic candidate running for governor of New Mexico is focusing on millennials. U.S. Representative Michelle Lujan Grisham announced Monday her economic agenda, which focuses on creating jobs that attract millennials. She hopes to bring out the talent in New Mexico within the millennial generation, in a time when New Mexico has the second highest unemployment rate in the nation.
New Mexico is not a bad place at all. I feel like it just needs a little bit more opportunity, more jobs to get filled up, basically, because everything's too spread out for me. You know what I mean?
I think Las Cruces right now is kind of a retirement area. So it would be cool if more millennials came. But as of right now, I personally wouldn't want to settle down here.
Congressman Steve Pierce is the only Republican who's announced he's running for governor. He has not yet released his state economic plan.
Knowing if the food you buy is genetically modified will now be easier for everyone. This week, U.S. senators asked the Department of Agriculture to make it easier for people to know if the food they are buying is genetically modified. There's currently an app where you can scan products to see where they came from. However, many Americans don't have smartphones, especially in rural America. New ideas to make this information more accessible and easy to understand is to put it right on the packages, and for grocery stores to provide scanners for the customers to receive the information even if they don't own a smartphone. The nation's top cancer doctors are now saying that even one alcoholic drink a day may increase the person's chances of cancer.
Kim Hutcherson explains in today's Health Minute.
Most of us have heard to always drink alcohol in moderation. The 2010 Dietary Guidelines for Americans defines moderate drinking as 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. But now, the Journal of Clinical Oncology says that drinking even a little bit can increase a woman's risk of breast cancer and a common type of esophageal cancer. Alcohol can cause an increase in estrogen, the essential hormone connected to the development of breast tissue, which could affect the risk of breast cancer. People who consume roughly 3.5 drinks or more a day are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop certain head and neck cancers and liver cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, alcohol can act as an irritant. Damaged cells trying to repair themselves may lead to DNA changes linked to cancer. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Students in Las Cruces get a chance to connect with jazz professionals. The 49th Annual Jazz Festival promoting jazz education returns to Las Cruces. Middle school and high school students have the opportunity to perform and receive feedback from experienced jazz artists. The festival will take place at NMSU's Atkinson Recital Hall, the 15th and 16th of this month. This event is sponsored by NMSU Department of Jazz, and the NMSU Jazz Ensemble will perform for guests and artists at the event.
And more student artwork is now on display at the Doña Ana County Government Center in Las Cruces. Over 100 pieces of original student artwork from the Las Cruces and Gadsden public schools are now on display. Paintings, photographs, and drawings were all created by artists ranging from elementary to high school students. Student artwork has been a main fixture of the center since 2000, with 1,000 pieces of work rotating every year. The center will have an official opening of the newest students' work Monday, November 13th.
And Andreas is next with your weather.gov national forecast.
Hey folks, I actually want to show you on your screen again another beautiful picture. This one's actually taken from today rather than yesterday. You can see the clear difference of these clear skies in the background, and I can tell you why in our next map. Well, that's going to change slightly coming for your Veterans Day weekend. We have this colder air moving into the borderland, and that's going to trim our temperatures by 2 to 3 degrees. Nothing much in that way. We've been seeing those mild temperatures. So we've been still in the mid-70s, which is still above average for this time of year. And our next map can even show you that pattern continue for your Thanksgiving Day week. You can see that colder air mainly staying to the northeast and that warmer air staying here in the borderland. What does that mean for tomorrow? I'll let you know after the break.
Explore top places for outdoor adventure, including extreme adventure hotspots in West Virginia. From whitewater rafting to national parks on Travels with Darley.
Sunday at 4 p.m. on KRWG-TV. On Masterpiece.
Bassett is the new order. I am the old. He seeks to overthrow me. I would like you to help me prevent him.
Since Aunt Agatha's death, there's scarce been 2 words between us.
Elizabeth is not a Poldark. She was, and so is her son.
Poldark on Masterpiece. Sunday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-TV. On Masterpiece.
How long are you willing to live in his shadow? You must want something more. I know I do.
Your baby is in Paris, Nina. Have you spoken to the father?
Justice doesn't have a nationality.
The man you were going after designs pretty dresses.
I'll bring your brother back. You go downstairs and toss that canaille back into the sewer she crawled out of.
At least the truth is out there. Secrets can eat at your seams.
The Collection on Masterpiece. Sunday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Welcome back. You guys are watching KRWG News 22, where news matters. And taking a look at your current conditions right outside the state of New Mexico, you see temperatures in the mid to upper to the mid 70s to the upper 60s, 60 in Deming and 62 in Las Cruces right now. Our expected highs for tomorrow, well, they're not going to ease right back up yet. And that's not going to happen until Saturday. But for tomorrow, 62 in Clovis, 68 in Albuquerque, 72 in Socorro, 74 for Deming and Las Cruces. For tonight, we're going to have a cooler night for you folks here in the region, 42 for your expected low in Alamogordo and a high of 72 with mostly sunny skies. For tomorrow, we're going to see a low 45 for T or C and a high reaching 76. Silver City, a lot chillier for you folks up in the mountains. Low expected at 38, high of 70 for tomorrow. Here in the City of the Crosses, though, we're going to have a low 44. We're going to have some clouds here and there for tonight, as well for tomorrow with a high reaching of 74 degrees. I'll let you know why you may want to plan your activities in the morning for your Veterans Day weekend and your 5-day forecast, the weekend always in view.
The state of Texas is being criticized by Mexico for executing one of its citizens.
That's the first story in tonight's Southwest Minute.
Ruben Ramirez Cardenas was executed for the 1997 rape and murder of his teen cousin. He died by lethal injection in Huntsville, Texas last night. Attorneys for Ramirez argued that his rights as a foreigner were violated and requested new DNA testing. The U.S. Supreme Court denied the appeal. Cardenas was the 7th person executed by Texas this year. Police are investigating a standoff that ended with 3 deaths. Tucson police recalled to a report of shots being fired yesterday afternoon and were unable to get people out of the house where gunfire came from. 1 woman and 2 men were found dead. All had gunshot wounds. Police believe it may be a murder-suicide. 3 people were shot in downtown Los Angeles last night near a homeless encampment on 7th Street and San Pedro. Victims were taken to a hospital, but there's no word on their condition. Police are investigating. This has been Zach Covert with your Southwest Minute.
We've got a little bit of Aggie sports coming up. We got basketball back in action.
And Jackie Lorea is next with sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, Aggie basketball season is on its way. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
If the Acropolis had a roof, Foo Fighters would raise it. Here we go! It's an amazing, once-in-a-lifetime Foo Fighters concert. Meet the band with your host, Chad Smith of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Welcome to Greece.
Join us when Foo Fighters rock the Acropolis on Landmark's Live in Concert. A great performance is special.
Friday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Great Performances takes us inside the Tony-winning smash In the Heights. With its bright new cast of Broadway dreamers.
It won't be long now.
I'm so excited! We're going to change the world. Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda stars in his first triumph.
What do you do when your dreams come true?
On stage and off.
I'm home.
See how they hit the heights. 96,000. With In the Heights on Great Performances.
Friday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Jackie Luetta, pitching you into your daily dose of sports news. Basketball season is gearing up at New Mexico State for the 2017-2018 season. Both the men's and women's teams will play their first games at home this weekend, as both head coaches Chris Jans and Brooke Atkinson will make their debuts. The men's team will start their season tomorrow night at 7 against East Central. Then on Sunday, the women's team will play Western Michigan at 2. Both teams won the WAC tournament last year and made it to the NCAA National Tournament. The Centennial Hawks football team is on its way to the New Mexico Class 6A playoffs for the second year in a row. The Hawks earned the number 12 seed in the bracket and will play the number 5 seed Rio Rancho Rams, who are also the defending state champions. The Hawks finished the regular season with a record of 5-5 after beating Oñate in the final game 47-7 at the Aggie Memorial Stadium. Head coach Aaron Ocampo plans to stick with that, has been working for his team all season.
Success in the playoffs is about doing what you do. You know, you can't mix up and do some new thing or anything like that. You just you got to do what you do and dance with the guys that brought you, and hopefully we play well in the playoffs.
The game will be up in Rio Rancho tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The NMSU swimming and diving team is gearing up for their first on-the-road meet. The Aggies will be headed to Idaho tomorrow. The meet will be held at the UI Swim Center at 4:30. Head coach Rick Pratt says the team is ready and excited to take on Idaho. There will be 16 racing events at the meet, even the 1 and 3 meter diving events. The Boston Celtics are riding an NBA best 10-game win streak. Last night, they extended their win streak, beating the rival Los Angeles Lakers 107-96 in Boston. Aaron Bynes had a huge game filling in for the injured Al Horford as he scored 21 points to lead the way for the Celtics. They will play the Hornets tomorrow in Charlotte for their next game. The Aggie football team is on a bye week, but will be back on the road next week in Louisiana, November 18th at 3 p.m. The Aggies are 4-5 overall. In order to make it to a bowl game, they need to win 2 of the 3 last games. The last time the Aggies made it to a bowl game was back in 1960. And that's all I have for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action next week. Still ahead of News 22, Andres will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a man flying in a jet suit. More on that when News 22 continues.
Next time on A Chef's Life, Mayonnaise is major here. I'd go so far as to call it the mother sauce of the South.
The more oil you add, the thicker your mayonnaise is going to be.
I like mayonnaise.
Oh, God, she's like taking tablespoons out of it.
Saturday morning at 10 on KRWG-TV.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
Well, on the other line, it's just people taking time from the people who have no more to give.
Saturday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top stories. This week was Veterans Appreciation Week, and the NMSU campus had events to celebrate all week long. Children in Mexico are getting free bikes. A local business is repairing old bicycles and donating them to children in Mexico. And this weekend is looking to be full of mariachi music. The Las Cruces International Mariachi Conference is making its return to celebrate its 24th anniversary.
There's a new Iron Man in town. A jet suit invented by pilot Richard Browning of England can reach a speed of 32 miles per hour and features 6 gas turbines with a combined thrust of 286 pounds. Now, his invention has glided Browning into the Guinness Book of World Records, and he now holds the title for the fastest speed achieved by a body-controlled jet engine-powered suit.
Dang, I think if I was rich enough, I'd want one of those too.
Yeah, that looks wild.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's in the world records now, though, so I don't know how soon we're actually going to be seeing those.
That's true. Let's see if he'll fly into our 5-day forecast. Well, obviously, we're going to see temperatures stay moderately warm. We're going to see that peak on your Veterans Day. We're going to be near 80 degrees, so you may want to do any of those plans like the parade or any yard work earlier in that morning. It is going to get warm. We do have a weak disturbance moving in Saturday night. We're going to see a drop in temperatures, not too much, and then we're going to warm back up by the start of next week.
Pretty sunny.
Yeah, it looks pretty calm for the weekend.
Seems kind of boring to me for November.
Yeah, true.
And don't forget, you can catch all today's aired stories and past newscasts on our YouTube page at youtube.com/KRWG News 22.
And follow us on Twitter and Instagram for show updates and the latest on what the News 22 team is up to. And that's all we have for News 22 Thursday. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Tune in next week as we take a look at the news from across the Southwest. I'm Shelby Kapp.
And I'm Michael Navarrete.
And I'm Andres Valle. Have a good night.
Good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Bienvenidos a Noticias 22, les saluda Stephanie Muñiz. Una mujer es arrestada por sospecha de robar un carro con una persona dentro. Desiree Montes, de 24 años de edad, se encuentra con un cargo de robo de un vehículo. Según el reporte del robo, ocurrió en Motel 6, localizado en 235 La Posada Lane. Según la investigación, un hombre de 64 años se encontraba sentado dentro de un auto en el asiento del pasajero, esperando a su cuñado, quien había entrado al hotel. Pues fue entonces cuando Montes entró al carro y comenzó a husmear. Los dos hombres detuvieron a Montes para impedir que escapara. Al llegar la policía, encontraron a Montes cerrando sus piernas juntas, luego descubrieron que ocultaba una cartera. Montes fue detenida en la cárcel de Doña Ana y fue liberada el miércoles con una fianza no garantizada de $2,000. Y personas que defienden a los niños de Nuevo México tendrán la oportunidad de ser incluidos en el presupuesto hoy en Las Cruces en la conferencia de Kids Count. Personas del sur de Nuevo México salieron para hablar sobre los niños de bajos recursos y problemas que enfrentan en el condado de Doña Ana. En la conferencia de Kids Count hablan de maneras de que el gobierno estatal y la comunidad pueden ayudar a estos niños. La directora asistente de Engage New Mexico dice que deben de ayudar a los niños porque son el futuro del trabajo de Nuevo México. Dicen que la mejor manera de ayudar para mejorar a los niños es mantenerse informados. Para Noticias 22, Stephanie Muñiz.
Local support for a portion of today's programming is provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking.